Let us now go over the Settings menu and items in it, and also briefly talk about how you can get additional access to commands through the search button, the floating pop-up toolbar, and finally, how you can contact us with reports about experiences you have, possible issues you may come across, enhancements, or features that would help you, and so on. So, the first item in the Settings menu simply hides or displays the labels under the top commands. It's just a visual option. The second item in the menu allows you to set the workspace units. By default, the workspace units are meters, but you can change them to centimeters, inches, etc. Before importing some model from an Onshape Part Studio, you should make sure that the units used are compatible. Otherwise, the model may come in very small or very large with respect to the current model. The third item in the menu sets the strength of the various smoothing operations. We have 4 options, from soft to strong, and the result of setting an option here will be noticed when you do some sort of smoothing or fairing operation. For instance, I can set the value to soft, and I have this simple model here. I select these 2 pairs of edges which I would like to fair together, so I hit the Fair button and I see the resulting change. If I hit it again, I repeat the fairing. If I now undo, twice, and then I change the value here to strong, and then I reselect the 2 pairs of edges and fair them again, you will see there is a more pronounced result, so we are fairing with more strength. The fourth option in the menu we have already discussed in the previous videos. It turns the snapping function on and off. Again, just to remind you, I move this vertex around, and for the vertices close to the one I'm moving, I get an indication of the planes on which they lie. So if I release the vertex now, it will snap to these planes. The next option is for setting the grid spacing. We already introduced this. You have 4 options available. Next is an interface for visual effects. So the default background is black, but you can also go for a white background, or for a grayscale gradient one. You can also select a couple of background colour patterns which will be reflected on the model for a more appealing look. And finally, there are 3 different lighting settings, more colourful or more plain, that again only change the appearance of the model. In the next option, you can set the number of triangles that will be used to render each face of the model. The default value is 1600, and you can change it to, say, 5000. This is a visual setting. It will not affect the quality of the surfaces. It will make the model look smoother on your screen and with more detail. You can still work with it and deform it, but it will also degrade performance, so bear this in mind when increasing the number of triangles. The next option has to do with autosaving to Onshape, so you can start or stop this autosave mechanism here. Finally, the last option specifies whether any reference model will come in semi-transparent and green, as we've seen in previous videos, or with a solid beige appearance that might provide a nicer visualization for some models. This concludes the settings options. Next to the settings menu, there is a search button where you can type in any string or word and get a list of relevant commands that you can execute. So that's a quick way of getting to a command. Similarly, if you hit the spacebar, you get a floating toolbar with the commands that are currently active according to the objects that you have selected. On the top right corner, you have the button that opens the side pane with the tutorial videos. Last but not least, at the bottom left, there is this little envelope icon. If you click on it, it will generate and save a file on your local file system with some information about the system state and the operations that have been performed. This would be useful for us to analyze any problem that you may observe. So if you experience any issues or need any help, we would really appreciate it if you could press this button and then send us the file in an email to the address that is indicated here, together with any comments that you may have. This concludes the current set of introductory tutorial videos. There is also material on our website, with more to appear soon. We are always available to support you in your design work and to answer any questions, and we would love to hear your feedback about any ideas for improvements, functionalities that you would find useful. We are working on many exciting new features and enhancements, and you'll constantly be seeing updates to Phi. Thank you.